good as well.
Okay. Alrighty, I'm gonna turn off some of these because these are really annoying, these waypoints. I don't need front gates. I honestly don't need any of these because I can just pop over whenever I need it. Now that you taught me that we could use that other thing,
Yeah,
um,
you literally just,
you can
I
just
think I'm not,
make a point over there.
yeah, exactly. So I just like do something and then get rid of it. And it's just a really quick way of teleporting.
The only ones I really want is starter plots and town, just in case something happens to my map. South River Lock, I don't need it. This was a temporary, and Granary, I don't need it. Because otherwise I have all these points up all the time, and in a survival world it doesn't bug me because I'm trying to get home. But in a building world, it drives me nuts. When I'm trying to look at a design and all I can see are those colored letters over everything.
Do you realize you can like still have those stuff on your map and turn off those letters?
Yeah, I just don't go back through and turn them back on. I just make a new point because I'm a horrible person. Anyway, so, oh, Legend, since you're here, you want to help build? Apparently not. So, okay, are you there, Legend? We started stream. Legend. How does she get the link to the stream? Cause she posts, Peachy posts the link to the stream usually, and I don't know where she gets the link. Like she gets the link before it happens. There's a stream URL. I tried to post that, but then I look like an idiot.
I don't know.
I have no idea how she gets it.
How does she?
Oh, I can hear myself. Please, no. Delphi, you want to get me one? Ah, I'm useless at YouTube stuff. Anyway, so, looking at the map, this is our granary. So, as you can see here, we have the city over here. We're working on the castle. We've done a lot of building on the castle, or at least planning out everything that we want down, or almost everything we want down, and then planning out our fields and crops and things of that sort, as well as where our walls are going to go and blah, 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 blah. So we decided that this has been on our mind for ever since the server was beginning. It's been on our mind. And it's just a lot of mental stress that this big area hasn't been done. So,
Yeah.
what we've planned on doing is you can see the road here will go all the way to town. And I'm thinking of making a road this way as well. As you can see, I've carved out a little bit of space down here. And I think I'm going to make it go to the main road as well. So they can take the easy route or the hard route, whichever one they want. Um, or depending on which way they're coming from. Because coming from the castle, this isn't too stressful of a walk. Um, so we're going to have our turnabout here, a little bitty fountain, the thrashing area, which I try to do as much research as I could on like medieval ways of, well, I mean like medieval granaries, which technically granary is the building that just stores the grain. Um, thank you, Delphi. Uh, is just the building that stores the grain, but when we say granary, we mean the silos, the fields, basically the whole kit and caboodle that produces whatever, like wheat flour, corn flour, etc. So we have our paths all the way around. We have our water mill here, and then a round pen for the horses, a stable for working horses, or like pulling horses or drafts, and then a few silos here, and then a few other storage facilities for things like carrots or potatoes or anything extra. And you can see here we have some tiers that were carved into the mountain. These were based off of kind of like the same thing as the road over here. Apparently, Italy has a lot of hills and mountains because a lot of their roads are real curvy and cut into mountains. So we kind of went off of that again. And so when I get in game, you'll see a little bit more of these, and we'll probably be bringing these more to life soon. Let's see. Yep, silos. It's pretty simple. And then this big water work here, you can see what we planned was that we thought it would be really cool if we made kind of like a hot spring, like a nice flowing, bubbling hot spring that would push this water wheel, because water wheel needs a constant flow of strong water in order to function. So we thought that would be really cool, and then have the rest of the water flowing down into this river, and then this water flowing down to irrigate the crops as well. So we're about half complete. We've got everything planned out and dug out. The rest is kind of building it up and making it pretty. So from there, Delphi said she had gotten me a link. Thank you, Delphi. I need to go to stream and then, yeah, you posted it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so that's done. Maybe that's just how she does it. Maybe she just goes on another account and just looks at it and snags it. That might, she just might be smart enough to do that, and I just didn't put it together. Okay, so Jenny, the thing I wanted to show you here before, if you don't mind, if wherever you exist, oh, you're over there. Hello. Okay, so I tried to make a winding road down this, and it was hell to do so. So what I was thinking, if you know, kind of like in car washes where they have those motorized whatever they are that kind of help drive the car forward even though the car's off, which I know that's way too modern for this. Um, However, I was also thinking of old style, let's see, old style elevators, which are close enough to where we are. Here, I need a stair. Give me a stair. Wooden. Let's go with wooden. It's probably dumb, but wooden. So, old style elevators had kind of like a tooth system like this, that every time the elevator went up or down a tooth, it would lock. And that way it wouldn't just come crashing down, if that makes sense. Um, so I was thinking that if we use that same idea with this kind of track system, we could make it to where the horses would kind of pull it, like down or up this staircase, but then the tracks would secure it so it wouldn't, crush a horse or topple over or something. Sound doable? I was doing what I could, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying my best. Because I tried to do that road down, and it was not working at all for me. Oh, showing you guys the tiers. So this tiers right here haven't been completed because I wanted to wait until that road was done before I dug further. But these tiers over here have been done. So you can see here that's a silo hanging over because we haven't completed that yet. When Legend is back, I'll be having him, I'll be asking him to push this farther into the ground and then up higher in the ground as well. And let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So this terraforming needs to be done as well. These were copy pasted into the ground because we wanted to make sure that there was plenty of foundation, as you can see. So there's the wall itself and the inside of the wall that you can go into, and then foundation here, and foundation just keeps going down. So we need to terraform that back in. But anyway, so all the crops will be put into these different tiers, and then the water will flow this way, which means we're going to have to create a duct system down at this bottom portion and then feed it back over to the river, because we wouldn't want all of that water flooding onto this tower, because if it floods onto these walls, it will weaken their foundations and then they'll be useless because, they'll just fall over or crumble before someone even gets there. So, where do you want to start, Jenny? You want to start on this road or somewhere else?
We could finish the house that we already have started.
Yeah, I was avoiding that. So I was working on that all night, essentially. Well, not all night, half the night, and then I'm like, you know what, this is taking too much time, and I went to work on the road instead because reasons. So, first floor door, second floor door. Um, like I said, I did research on these buildings and like water mills, and they had a first floor and a second floor. So, like, if you had a cart that was piled up really tall with grain, then they would just load it off into the second floor, and then as it went down, then they would just load it off into the first floor.
Right.
So, two sets of doors. We have one area here this gear system has been kind of planned. I have the if you want to work on this would be fantastic because I have no idea what to do with the actual water wheel to make it look like a water wheel itself.
Mm,
I feel like
yeah, I
I would
mean,
struggle with it.
is it
Because
supposed to be this big?
hmm,
Is it supposed to be this big?
yeah,
Okay.
I actually made it smaller than what it was originally intended.
Oh.
Yeah, kill me now. So I don't know. I'm trying my best. Oops, wrong block. So let's see if I did. Well, let's take a different block so we can see it. So if we did a little bit of that's not equal. I just accidentally destroyed that block. Don't mind me. So there would be kind of like a Ferris wheel design here, but this is obviously a little off because of the diagonal.
Hmm.
So near, and then 3, 2, 1. Oops. 3, 2, 1 again. Make a circle.
Yeah, that should look like a good circle once it's done fully around.
Okay. And then I'll work on the gears on the inside then. Because I have a lot of reference images from when I was doing the research on it, and I followed them basically as closely as I could get. So let's see what I can do in Minecraft, because it's gonna be a bit space taking. Okay, so let's see. Okay, where did I put this? I put it in research. Where is research? Oh, there it is. Okay, we have a lot of channels. Okay, so if you're working on that, I'm working on this. So by this picture that we have to work with, I first need to punch a hole wherever this is. So that's the top corner. Yes, top corner. Okay, so I need, for reference, I'm going to put this picture up on stream for a second. It should be able to show, I think. If OBS is, no, it's not showing currently. Still not showing. Nope, that didn't work. Ah, there we go. Okay, so this picture right here is what I'm following. I don't remember where I got this picture. It was just Google Images. I would credit the artist if I knew. Watermill 20 machinery, I guess. If I knew where I got it, I don't know. I just was researching way too late at night, being confused on what in hell. So this is what I was describing before. So you have your water wheel on one side, and then over up at the top here. Okay, I'm just gonna slow this down. So how this works, as far as I know, is the grain would be brought up here, and through like this winch or whatever, it would come up to the top and be at the top here. It would be fed into a hopper and then go down into one of these belts, like you can see here. It would be fed down into this, and then this right here would actually grind it down. And from here, being ground down on the next level, it would then further go down to be in bags, and those bags would be hauled off. This would be your finished wheat flour. Right here, what I'm making is this whole process here. So the water mill, I believe, turns, I think it was like 10 RPMs, which is like 10 revolutions per minute, which is pretty slow. So if you go through here, you can see that multiple wheels at different sizes get smaller and smaller and turn different things until it actually turns it like this right here. So it would be the water mill at 10, and then it would come through here, which would start turning this one, which would start turning that one, which would start turning this one, which leads to the actual mill itself on the second floor. That would get the result that you need. I believe it was like it went from 10 revolutions per minute to I think 110 revolutions per minute. So it would make it a lot faster, a lot stronger to do the job that they needed. So that's what we're replicating. I'm replicating this entire gear system that takes it from 10 to 110. And this right here is an extra gear system that would help drive this pulley system as well, because having, obviously, like, what is these? Probably like 100-pound sacks of grain being lifted up 3 stories is not exactly done by manpower. Yay, mechanical advantage. So, that's done. Turning on whatever that is. I don't know. I don't remember how OBS works. So, that's the system we're creating. And I'm not even going to pretend to know what I'm talking about, but I am going to try to do my best anyway. So, if we had an engineer on the team, I would definitely ask them to do it, but we do not. So, let me get my picture back up because I actually canceled out my picture like a big old dum-dum. Okay, so we start with the big wheel, and then we have a beam through here. Okay, so that's our wall. I wanted to have some wall supports, and then it would come through here. Looks like I wanted to continue this way, because I drew this into the floor. As you can see, this is our pixel mapping that I do on all the different buildings, as I've shown before, like over here. All this pixel mapping, these are buildings that haven't built yet, it's just their foundations laid into the ground. Whoops, down here. So that's exactly what these are too. They're not supposed to be laid into the ground, but they're just outlining what I intended at one point because I don't remember anymore. Okay, so then that means there's a gear here. So I'm going to take a different block, stone, and then, let's see, I want it this big. So this big is up to here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 on all sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably do 3 wide. 1, 2. So that's 3 wide. And 1, 2. No, that doesn't look right. 3 wide, 1, 2, 3 wide, 1, 2. There we go, that looks correct. Okay, gonna get myself a gear. 3 wide, 1, 2. I'm gonna snez. Don't snez. I'm gonna snez.
Mic off.
Snez.
Mic on.
Sorry. And then 1, 2. And 2. Making myself a snorkel. There we go. So now we got our bigger wheel that is off-center somehow. That's how it's off-center. Okay, so we got our big boy wheel. So we got our big boy wheel working out to our medium boy wheel. So then once we have our medium boy wheel, we'll actually have one. This might be too big of a big boy, because I'm looking at the picture again. Oh, screw it. Let's do it this way. Come on, keep going. How far can you go? Apparently that's as far as you can go. Lame. Okay, so if you can see, we have, hey Golden. If we can see, we have big boy wheel on the outside and then medium wheel here. He looks a little too big. He's actually into the floor. Interesting. But we're gonna have to have a medium wheel here and then one like 2/3 the size of big boy here right above it. And then from there, well, this has to be, everything has to be underneath the second floor because the second floor is where this is. So all of this right here has to drive that. So I have to rethink my sizes. Okay. Because this was usually done on a riverbed, which was usually a little bit higher, but we're actually working at equal height, which means I have to change my construction. But changing my construction means I'm going to be going off of logic that I don't have. Heck. Alright, let's try our best anyway. So if I if I cut you down just one, does that one doesn't have to drive into that one. Okay. If I did that, that means that this would be what it would look like, and I don't like that at all. That looks funk. I don't want it looking funk. I'm gonna have to change this construction completely from my original intention. Okay. Alright. Big brain hours that I don't have. Okay, so... Wish we had an engineer on team. Someone actually understood what they were looking at, because I'm just looking at a picture and be like, haha, let's pretend it makes sense. Hey Jenny, are you an engineer? I think you should be an engineer and solve this
I'm
for me.
actually an engineer.
Okay. It's off center, I know. I'll fix it. Near, 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 near.
Someone's gonna be like, Hannah, why are you so like trying to be accurate? But like, that's what I've been asking this whole time.
Oh yeah, it's normal.
Yeah,
Everyone questions me for like, why are you being so accurate? It's just Minecraft. No one cares. Well, I care.
yeah, like we all joined the build team, and she's like, suddenly like, oh, I can't even.
Heckin' insane. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way that I function. The more love I put into the server, into actually making it the best that it can possibly be, the more love we'll get back in return. And so my struggles right now is me loving all my users. So
Did you hear that, guys? Love us back.
okay, so that big wheel goes there. So this one doesn't actually have anything below it at all, except for probably a hefty base of some sort. So we can actually get rid of this. Maybe. Let's hope I don't regret my life doing this. So there's actually a big stalk here. So if I do this, there's a large stalk.
My dog finally stopped barking.
One moment, I can't hear you. I'm gonna put your volume up. Try one more time.
My dog finally stopped barking.
Okay. Oh, Matt wants to get a puppy. I don't really know what kind he wants, but
No, you guys have to.
I'm excited. I want him to get a puppy, but we're kind of not sure on what we want because he's never had a dog completely on his own before, so it's gonna be a new experience for him, as well as we usually prefer to get them from shelters, but we also still have cats. So some shelter dogs, or just dogs in general, they just haven't been taught that cats are not to be hunted. So I'm kind of worried about getting an already grown dog, because if they're already grown, I mean, it's really hard to teach them that cats aren't roasted chicken, you know?
Cats are friends, not food.
Right.
You have to like consider that kind of stuff, though. It's good that you are, because like you should try to adopt, but like everyone's got different situations.
Right. I'd rather adopt, but I mean, Black Cat can probably fend for himself. He has really sharp claws and he can get really mean if he wants to. He used to guard, he used to be a barn cat and he used to guard our entire property. But Mercy, she's scared of her own shadow. And if anything comes at her, she's gonna run, but if she can't run anymore, she just kind of puts her head down and just stays there, terrified. And so, if we get something that's gonna come after her, she won't be there long enough for when I get home to rescue her. So
something that you always have to consider as well is that like the cats were there first, so you should prioritize their well-being over getting a puppy that like getting a dog which hasn't even been introduced into the family yet. So you have to consider what would be best for them.
I agree. So we're thinking of getting a puppy instead, or at least going to a shelter and getting a puppy, or something at least younger that's still trainable. Because as much as I would love an older dog, I'm not willing to risk the cats. I'm
Yeah,
not. So
and that's sensible.
we were thinking of
Yeah.
getting one. My mentor is a dog breeder. She's a well, her husband is a salesman and a dog breeder, but she is a school teacher. But they have like German Shepherds or German Golds or whatever they're called, where you breed a German Shepherd with a golden. Oh my god,
Oh
they're so
yes, no,
cute.
those are the best. I
Oh
want
my
one
god.
so bad.
But they're really expensive. I mean, they're very well-bred dogs, but very expensive.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I'm not really sure what direction we're gonna go, but I'm excited. One of these
It's
times.
also if you do get from a shelter, sometimes they'll like specifically tell you if the dog has like good or bad experiences with cats.
That's true. That's true. I'm just,
Speaking of
I guess I'm
dogs,
just a
hold on.
little too scared of something. I'm just a little too scared of something happening, I guess.
Yeah, and you don't want
Like
to bring the
too
dog home,
late.
get it attached, and then have to give it back because it can't deal with the cats.
Right. Like I'm just worried that, oh yeah, so this dog is supposed to be fine. I go to the store and I come back and my cat no longer exists. I mean, I'm kind of scared to risk it in general, if that
No,
makes sense. Like
I think that's
I'm worried to go
understandable.
off of someone else's word. I don't know. I'm just
And I think that's a
maybe.
good idea because usually, like I said, like adopting is the best route to go, but like not if you've got pre-existing animals which
Right.
won't be able to coexist with the adopted dog.
Cuz like I know the cats can deal with dogs. I mean, we've had dogs for all our lives. Um and our like the black cat is we just call him Black Cat. Technically his name is Timber to like the vet, or but we just call him Fluffy Black Cat. He's been around dogs for years now. Lace is not Lace. Why am I saying Lace? Mercy is Kitty. She's been around dogs her whole life. My mom just got two brand new lab puppies. She loves labs. It's the only breed she can handle because she's too soft. So every other breed just runs through her. I love her. Anyway, let's see. That's a gear. I think that's a gear. Um, so she got two labs. So like the cats can handle dogs. It's just if the dog can handle a cat. I tried to convince Matt to get a bulldog. Have you seen bulldogs as puppies? Oh my
Oh.
god. Oh
Something I'm
my
worried
god, I
about with those kinds of breeds, though, is like their breathing issues.
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I was hoping. Like if something was already there, but because
Mhm.
I don't want to get a pug either, because pugs are kind of cute, but at the same time, I'm not going to help that breed continue because, or at least not the unhealthy kind of pugs. I've heard that there's actually breeders, I think somewhere in I don't remember, somewhere across the planet, but they're trying to return bulldogs and like terriers and stuff back to what they originally were before inbreeding and stuff. So they're trying to like, elongate the nose and basically breed out their problems. And that's
Yeah.
fantastic, but I'm not able to really help with that. So I don't really want to get like a pug that I normally see over here because I don't want to push into breeds. Let's see. So this one here, would this be a big wheel? I think this would be a big wheel. It looks like a big wheel. I hope you're doing better than I am, because I am struggle-lugging. Um, so because of this, there would be a small one right next to it. Hmm. The circle looks ugly. That's better. I'm trying to figure out how to get this to work because this is supposed to go into the second floor, but this is not going in the second floor. I'm trying to be accurate, but I think I screwed up. I don't know how drive shafts work.
I don't either, to be honest.
The only person we knew that knew how all of this kind of stuff worked, he's back working in the factory now. He got his job after COVID calmed down over here. So he got his job back and he's been working like 70 hours a week over there, if not more. And he's too busy to help us. But I don't think I Legend. You're a smart boy. Oh, he's on mute and deaf. Lame. I don't think Legend knows mechanical advantage. That's a bit
I
different
actually
than deving.
went to a watermill museum thing,
Uh-huh.
and so if I was listening, I would have known exactly how it works, but I wasn't.
Ah, I see. I see. There's a whole museum on watermills? Really?
Like, well, so I went to this watermill thing in like it's England. Like we have just so much random countryside. Like I mean,
Things.
obviously you guys have more land, but like we have just this like very that's just the sort of thing. Like watermill museums in the middle of nowhere. That's what you get. Really interesting. Um, and I don't know. I think my brother was like crab fishing or something, and there was a watermill nearby, and like they had this whole like expedition thing inside of it. And yeah, if I was interested enough to listen, I would have known,
Hmm.
but I wasn't. So,
Thank you, Jenny. You are
was
again useless to me.
okay. Bye.
Do you hate me yet? You'll get there.
Um, I've
Uh-huh.
always hated you.
Oh, wonderful news. Thank you. I feel what's the word?
Do you remember? I'm a spy.
Oh, right, right. I totally forgot. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're a spy out to get our secrets and deliver them to someone somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes. Here, let me just give you a thumb drive with all of our secrets.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna mention it again because I'm mad. I shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it because I'm mad. If I get one more, can I have the mod? Yes. Let me just get you a thumb drive and just, give you the mod. I'll just give it to you. Just
Somehow, like
early
you
ahead of
make the
everyone else.
announcement of like, if you ask me one more time about if you can have the mod, I'm just gonna tell you 10 years. And you made it a whole announcement. You were like, it's 10 years now.
Oh yeah,
10 years.
yeah. I mean, I was just mad because literally, okay, so all of you who don't know, we've had a freaking event this past couple days. Okay, so I had someone who's been in the server a while, and they started texting me, being that, I don't know, just texting me that they changed their name from their original. So they changed their name in their profile image, because usually I know a good amount of who's in my server, even though we have 3,500. I still know somewhat. And they've been here a while, so I knew their name. So they changed their name and changed whatever it's called, and changed their profile picture, and then pretended they were part of the Patreon in order to get access to the mod. And so I'm like, okay, when it comes through Patreon, I'll well, one, the Patreon doesn't offer that anymore because we're too late in development. We can't offer access to the mod anymore. We simply cannot. It's too dangerous to do it this late stage. So we simply don't. And we changed our Patreon, and yes, the old ones we have honored them. Don't worry about it. But so they just said that and expected me to believe it. And so I'm like, okay, so when it comes through, then we'll go from there. And then they're like, okay, well, I want to be staff. I'm like, okay. So I just gave them an application, whatever, and then they started going off about that. and saying like, okay, so when you accept me, when do I get the mod? Only necessary staff get the mod. Like only necessary staff get the mod, and that's it. But whatever. And they just kept pushing it and pushing it, and then deleting all their messages, which was creepy AF. So then I'm like, fine, you're being creepy AF. They didn't come through the Patreon, got rejected as staff because they didn't have anything we needed, and then they didn't even fill out half of it, and then rejected, and then they just delete all their messages and disappeared. Okay. A day later, they come back as a new name and a new profile picture and try again. Okay. And then they come back later that day with a new name and a new profile picture with saying that they were Dr. Zark from Mo Creatures.
Like, yeah.
He doesn't even mod anymore. It like and what? They don't even mod anymore. Why would they be texting me about trying to get early access to the mod? And you can tell when a modder's talking to you, because a modder will talk in a completely different fashion versus someone who's on the outside of modding, because they don't really know what they're talking about. Yes, Golden, it was the same person. Yes, it was the same person. They made 3 separate accounts to try to get to me, to try to get me to give them the mod in like 3 different ways. And then when I banned them from SWE and blocked them, because they sent me probably 15 different friend requests from those 3 different accounts, which I rejected all of them, obviously, just got rid of it completely, they went to Peachy. They went, yes, red flags, Golden. They went to Peachy and started spamming the crap out of her, saying they need to talk to me, they need to talk to me, blah, 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 blah. And Peachy's like, just go on the server. If you just go on the server, you can just DM her, she'll talk to you. And then she texted me, she's like, what the hell does this person want? And I'm like, they want the mod, they want to steal it from me, they can go elsewhere, you know? So then after they didn't get through to her, they spammed her server. And then they made a 4th
They did?
account and spammed her server.
Did you put screenshots in the brig? I want to see this.
No, that part I didn't get because Peachy reported it to me, and I didn't even ask because I was so done with it. And then I saw all 3 accounts pop into the SWE again, and I'm like, screw it, banned, gone, whatever, get out of
Yeah.
here. Like, I know y'all want the mod, but no. So, like, on behalf of that person, especially because that person in one of those attempts to try to get the mod for me, they asked me probably 14 or more times, like 12 times maybe. They asked me, like, they asked me when the release date was. I'm like, I don't know. It'll be released when it's released. I don't know. And they're like, well, can you at least tell me when it is? If I knew, I would love to tell you. I know I have split screen on stream. Thank you, Legend. I'm doing that on purpose because I don't know what I'm talking about. So I have the picture in front of me because I am dumb.
Hannah,
Yes,
you have a split screen on
I
the stream
just
if you didn't.
replied to you. You're gonna have a 3-minute delay because you're watching YouTube instead of being in call. But
Okay.
yeah, I know I have split screen. It's on purpose because I'm stupid.
Should be in call with us because we're cool.
Right.
Yeah, Legend.
Yeah,
you should be in call with
Legend.
us. Legend. Hey, Legend, do you know anything about gear shifts? Not gear shifts, gear something? Gears? And mechanical advantage? It's the only thing I remember from physics class.
Depends. What do you need to do?
A watermill.
Why do you not just place some gears?
Because I like accuracy, you know this. I want to be as
Well,
accurate as
if you
possible. It
have,
makes things cooler and nicer and wonderful to look at. So when people explore the server, it's better than not.
if I recall correctly, if you have a big gear feeding into a smaller gear, it goes faster.
Yes.
If you have a small gear feeding into a big gear, it's going slower.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it's doing that. But see, in the picture, if you can see here, they have very big boy into big
What
boy
picture,
into
sorry?
medium into bigger into tiny.
What
I don't know why
picture?
that is.
What picture?
The picture in the split screen. Can you guys not see the picture?
No, it's just Minecraft and Minecraft.
Why does it look like that? What the hell? There you go. I didn't know that's what you meant. Yeah, this is what you guys have been supposed to see the whole time. So I have the picture right next to me. I don't know why it had it like that. That's very odd. I didn't know that's very weird. But anyway, so like the picture here, so it's big boy into medium into chonk into medium into tiny. I don't understand why we have the secondary version where it goes medium chonk, medium tiny. Why do we have
Right.
that?
I still don't know what we're looking at. And since
It'll
you
take a
said
minute.
yourself, okay, here we go.
There
So
you go.
okay, it says what do you say? It goes big into
It goes big into
medium.
medium into the chonky boy into medium into tiny. Off to the right.
Okay, so you have the wheel on the side, which provides rotational force. That is
Big
being
wheel.
applied to the big wheel on the left.
Yes.
That big wheel then goes into a smaller gear size, which rotates the whole middle pillar at a faster pace than the big wheel can do.
Right.
Then that goes into, that's just to rotate the entire uh, column upwards, right?
Sure.
On the same column, having the same rotational force, you have a big gear, which feeds into a small gear on the right. So whatever is on, whatever is in the second floor has the rotational value of the small gear, meaning it's rotating faster. So it's processing faster than the middle wheel or the middle the pillar is rotating. Then again, it splits the force out without altering it into a new small wheel on the right, which goes into something. It goes into the wall or something. No, it goes
Okay.
in and then it goes up and then pulls. And then you
Okay,
have the
so
entire
from
rotation.
there, how about you help me build it? Because I kind of mostly somewhat understand what I'm seeing, but our build is not an exact to this image. So I'm trying to alter that image into this, but I don't know enough about this to make it work, if that makes sense.
Well, first of all, your big wheel above, which you have on the pillar, the dirt pillar, doesn't need to, it should not interact with the...
I know. I was thinking of like if I could take this guy out and put it on big guy here instead. So just take a whole gear set out. But like I said, that's why I'm staring at this, because I don't understand it well enough to make those kinds of changes. And this one right here is not in the right place because this is supposed to alter with this. But the problem
Okay,
is
well,
all of
we
these
are
gears
here.
need to be under here because it needs to drive a shaft or needs to drive a gear here. Because this gear would be the one that drives the actual mill itself, the little bitty chonk boy.
Let me load it up.
We can move the location of where it would be. It just has to be on this. It's supposed to be on the second floor, but it could be on the third floor, I guess. It's not the best option. And it's actually not preferred at all. What if we went the opposite direction? Okay. What if...
No, just here. You can just replicate the picture.
Yes, tell me how to do that, because
I'm going to
our
do it.
structure is very different from theirs. What if we had Big Cranky Boy down at the bottom here? So technically we would just move this whole shaft all the way down. And then if we do that, wouldn't that solve the problem? Why does Cranky Boy have to be at the top?
I need to because it travels down, so it cranks the wheat. It grinds it into flour.
No, not that part. Not that part. This part. I need you to be in game.
Yeah, I'm like this part. I'm like, I don't fucking know.
I know,
Right,
because I'm not streaming because I don't want my computer to lag out. Here, I'm streaming now, so instead of watching that, you can watch me.
What part?
Okay, so this is bigger. This is Big Chonky Boy. That's technically supposed to be lined up. Here, I'm going to use a different block because this is confusing. Give me andesite. So it's supposed to line up about here, but what if we took Big Chonky Boy and put it here instead? wouldn't that technically do the same job? And then the entire shaft would be pulled down, which means that we should be able to try to get this to better function than it is
But
now.
why don't you just move this big wheel on the side into the ground as well?
You want to check on the other side of that wall? That's why. That doesn't just move down.
I get that, but you know,
It actually looks really nice. Good job, Jenny.
yeah, it looks sweet.
We're all doing like smart building stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what seeds to use.
So basically, there are options you can use
Every-
because
like-
right now I'm kind of referencing create
Except
because I know
pumpkin
they also built it based on mostly things that are possible in real life.
I've been
And
wanting to
by
try
that,
mod.
you can also go because here we are having a horizontal axis. You can get a box or do something that converts the horizontal axis into a rotational axis, a vertical, meaning we could feed it into the wall, and inside the wall magic is happening, which goes a vertical, and then we put it a horizontal again lower down. You know, you could just explain it to that as why it's lower down.
You lost me. But I mean, if you want to try your hand at it and you can make it accurate, go ahead. I ain't stopping you.
Well, it's not going to look accurate, but you know that's one way of explaining why it is buried into the ground
That's
when
gonna
the
be
wheel
another
on the
thing.
other side is higher.
So I mean, like, what if? So what? Can you show me a picture of what exactly you're talking about?
Not really. I'm just saying if we put the force in here, right? Which is it comes out here on the other side. And if we just explain that inside the wall, we make the horizontal axis go into a vertical axis, and then we put it out as a horizontal axis further down, which all happens with the use of magic.
How well do you think that's going through? Because that's not the machine. Okay, I hear dogs.
Well, since you have no way of defining the thing that changes.
Thank you, Golden. I mean, is there an actual thing that does that? Because if there's an actual thing that does that, we can. I don't know what create does. So if there's an actual mechanically thingy that does that, then we can move it down and we'll make something that looks like it. If there's something that does change the direction of it, we can make it. Or make it at least look as accurate as we can get it. I just don't know what that looks like because I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, of course, it's probably a thing somewhere in smart people world, but I don't do none of this. I don't know what none of this is.
So let's see, machines, kinetic blocks.
Oh, and back to the other thing we were talking about. Yes, if someone asked me when the mod will be released, the automatic answer is 10 years.
It's basically just two gearboxes, one horizontal, one vertical, feeding into each other, which then leads to having rotational force thingy. So how does a gearbox axis image?
Big words. Yeah, I don't know.
You can't just well, because you can't really just. This is basically how it would work. It's the same as having what they're doing. Here, let me send you an image.
I don't know what you're. Hey, Lace, we're trying to figure out stuff.
So
one of those things. Isn't that what we already have? That's what this is.
So by what you have let's say the thing that puts on the small one is basically the water wheel. That would feed into another wheel that would then make it horizontal, which is basically what we have.
Yeah, that's
but
what we already have.
To put it down lower, what you want to do is basically.
That's what I said.
Ah, fuck it. We'll just move this down.
That's what I said earlier.
I know. I just wanted to put it into the ground because it also sticks into the fucking second floor.
There. Oh wait, it's not the same position.
That's... It's still off.
Is it off? How far is it off?
Yeah, you need to go one to the right. No.
To the
Go
right?
back where you pasted it, go one to the right and paste it.
Don't mind me not being able to control my fucking computer. Eh.
There you go.
Is that where it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
That's what I said earlier. And we can dig out a bit of this floor if we want to have some sort of like what looks like foundation or something underneath it, or like access to a whatever this counts as. I can dig this out. So then I would go like this and dig this out. Okay, so from there, where do we go? Because our next thing is, so the whole drive shaft or something, I don't even know what the hell this is called. So
see now.
big boy here drives a new big boy, but that would still have issues with this guy. What if we made a big boy here instead?
Well,
like,
but then you would have to have the axis go all the way. Then you would need an axis like that going all the way down to the big boy here. So it feeds an axis into whatever is on the second floor here.
Alright, to-do list. Hire an engineer.
For those speaking about beta tester applications, yes, it's exciting, but something a lot of people don't realize, for anyone who is watching stream and isn't as up to date on the Discord, there is a beta tester criteria which needs to be followed. And it can be found on pinned in announcements, and I think it's pinned in general as well on our Discord. So if you would like to qualify for beta testing, your best bet is following those criteria, which can be found in the Discord.
Right. We're planning on having people, oh hey Lace. We're planning on having applications, etc. And the application isn't just like, how old are you, what's your name, do you like Minecraft? There's a lot more to that application. We're looking for a wide range of different kinds of people, but they all have to have those specific pieces to them that, like, in the criteria. Should I go over the criteria in call, or should I leave that for them?
I think it might be worth going over if you don't have anything else to talk about, and it might be useful for people.
Legend. I got something else to do. That means you gotta do that. Have fun. Okay. Let's see. In general,
What? Sorry, am I doing this or
we're
what?
looking for testers, not
we gotta
players.
figure it out, and I don't really know what to do with it.
It's beta testing.
Okay, I know what to do then. Give me here.
I don't know what the hell to do. Oh god. I was just trying to put a base on it so it didn't look like it was just, set into the ground without any, like, foundation or something. Yes, he has definitely become a builder. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so on regards to beta testing starts November 1st. We are almost into October as it is. The criteria are as follows. Again, they are pinned in general chat and in announcements. So if you want to find them, see them, put them as your desktop background, I don't know, whatever you want, they are there. So the first general beta tester criteria is you have to be an active member of the community. We are on high security with the mod because of recent events in the community. So we need to see you around. We need to get a feel for your personality. Make sure that if you just destroyed it, I swear to God. So 2 different... I don't know. If it's accurate, whatever. That's all I need.
It's the same deal, right? Because you have one wheel feeding into another. The thing about it, though,
I feel like you'd be losing a lot of power, wouldn't you? By adding a
You
secondary
would
wheel.
no, you would actually make it go faster because this is a medium wheel into a medium wheel instead of a large, medium, large. We now have a large, medium, medium, and medium into medium preserves the same speed because they rotate at the same like they are the same size. So that means whatever is here would be the same speed, but that's basically the best option you have at the moment.
Hey, if it works. If you would like to do the rest of it, that would be great. Anyway, so as an active member community, uh, one, it just helps us see who you are, see that you're around and actually kind of invested into the project rather than just coming in, taking the mod, and dipping out. And then from there, know the mod as well, keeping up with the fact, the suggestions, updates, and announcements, things like that, and understanding a lot of what the mod is, because there's a lot of resources that one teaches us that you are willing to look for your own answers if you need them because they are available. And that also means that when we get into beta testing, if there's already a problem submitted, it's a lot less likely for like people who are willing to go and look for their own answers. They're a lot less likely to just submit an issue without looking to see if it's already been submitted. So that way we don't get 10 bug reports of the same bug that was posted like 10 minutes ago. Like it, So that really helps us out as well to know the mod, as well as helping others because we're planning on as many beta testers as we can do. And with that, that means they're all going to be a mix of how much knowledge they have of the mod, and them all helping each other would really help us out because we only have so many staff and we're going to be continually working through beta testing. Like, beta testing does not mean that production stops and we're like done and ready to go. It means that we have enough to start the beta testing and go from there. Um, Next one
Wait,
from there is being comfortable and speaking to staff. Yes, Legend?
this is way, way too high, right? Because based on your picture, you have this is the roof, right? Where the wheat bags are placed at the top of the picture.
Yes.
Then you have the next floor. Whoops. The next floor being the thing where you don't have the big wheel in, but like over 50% is in this level. So this big wheel should actually only be as high as this floor here.
I know.
But the problem then becomes if you toss a medium wheel in here, like or a large of this type of wheel, it will conflict into this, and then you have a problem.
I know. I was thinking if we cut this down, because it's a medium wheel anyway, so if we cut this down, make this a... If we cut this down and we drive this into
You
a
don't.
medium wheel, or even just a little bit taller,
What? What are
that
you
get...
doing?
Sweetheart, give me a minute. So like if this drives in here, we could make it to where this drives down instead of up, if that makes sense. So then our piece would actually be here instead. Our grinder would be here instead of the other direction. So then our pulley would be there, so it would drive underneath. So we would have a wheel. We would have a wheel like here, maybe, that would reach out this way, or like one higher, reach out that way. And then it would reach a crank here, which
I
would
can't.
do the grinder. Would that work?
When we go outside of the picture, I can't follow along anymore.
You got a brain noggin. You can be smart.
I'm good at
You got to use
logical
some
things.
creativity.
I don't have that. That's my problem.
Don't have
I
that.
generally
He's a
don't.
game dev.
I'm only a game
Solving.
dev because you tell me this needs to go in.
Well, think of it this way. This is just another puzzle where just like in everything else that we do, the simple answer doesn't work. So you have to use the puzzle pieces to figure out how to make them work in a different way. They're just building blocks.
And the best way would be if we just place this wheel down. and just say, you know, it works with gearboxes that are in the wall. You can't see them because they're inside the wall.
Why wouldn't this work?
No, what I'm saying, if I don't fucking know what's going on.
I just moved
They
it
had the same
down.
thing
That's
half
all I
the time.
did. I moved big boy
And
down, so then
then
big
you took
boy
the wall.
goes to tiny boy. Would you leave my shit
No, but
alone?
there's no access there. That this here
Yes,
is the
there is. Look
grinder.
at the first.
No,
Move, move, move.
this is the grinder.
Yes, the grinder has the access below it, which is what I'm doing. I'm raising the wheel and making the access above it.
No,
So
but no. This is actually correct what you're doing. This is the wheel above thingy. This is the grinder,
this is baby
and
bish wheel. It was below it. Now, I mean, it
yeah,
was below it. Now I'm pushing it above
that's
it, and then this would be the little thingy because you can see that there's a tiny rod. If you look at my, excuse me, if you look at my stream, there's
yeah.
medium
But
wheel,
we're not on
tiny
that
wheel,
plane
and a
anymore.
little bitty
We're
guy.
above the wheel that you just made at the top wheel here, the small one. Look at it. No, no,
No, that
that's
wheel I
not
haven't
small.
done yet. That wheel would be
Yeah,
up here.
no, but you're way too high now because now you're at the roof level, which is supposed to just lead into an. No. You are doing it correct. Just go down to the small wheel. That small wheel there, at the top one. If you go over to your picture with the mouse, go to the second floor. Right close to your mouse, there's a small wheel above the grinder thingy. That small wheel right there is the one you just placed.
That's
It
not
has
the
no
one I'm
access.
talking about.
You have because you have the big wheel feeding into it, and you could just do the thing we did
Well,
down here.
the only point of that top wheel is for the winch. The only point for that wheel is this.
Yeah, then it does that.
Yeah, so why can't we
But
push
it
that a
does it.
floor above? Like, why does it have to be exactly where it's placed? Or are you saying that this wheel turns both the winch and the grinder?
The grinder should be like have an axis from
Sweetheart,
like
that's
down
what I'm
here,
saying to
basically.
you. It's not, we can't do
Oops.
it. So I moved it up. Oh my god. I'm going to draw it for you. You're making me do this. I'm going to draw it for you. You have brought me to this low in my life that I must draw for you. If I knew where my drawing pad was, I'd bring the drawing pad out. Photoshop, can you go slightly faster, please?
Why don't you just whip up paint?
I don't want to. Create new. Let's see. Where's my 7x7? I make a bunch of 16x16s. Transparent. Yep. Great. Okay. So if we look here, so I'm gonna be drawing with my mouse. So if you want to judge me, that's up to you. I don't care. Barrett and Barrett. Barrett. Okay. So what we currently have here. Come on. More pixels. More. Okay, so what we currently have here, that's using white. Okay, so let's see. We currently have this, or like this is what theirs is. So I'm gonna draw this, and then they have a little outbuilding here, which has a winch, which goes down. So let's do different colors. So they have big boy, and then big boy, and then they have. It looks blue on this screen, but it keeps giving me gray. Did I accidentally do a... I did a black and white document. That's what happened. Someone... never mind. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Okay. So just different grays, I guess. We're just gonna have to deal. So on this side of the wall, we're gonna do... Oh, that's wrong button. Like that. And then we're gonna do... this one. And then we're gonna do Chonky boy, same color. Because I'm going to be running out of grays here soon. Medium. Medium. And where is it? There it is. And we'll do tiny boy, the same one. So this is the current, and then so like this is the old or the other one, and I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller.
Sorry, I had trouble keeping the chat. So
Okay. There. So our new one is. You had trouble what?
there's a person in the chat. Wait, how are those lines so straight?
You press shift.
Oh, right.
Okay. So ours is currently big boy out here because he's very big boy. And then we have this guy. I believe it's like this guy is here, which is our biggest problem is we're already here.
It's basically filling the entire 2 floors. It's taking up 2 floors. The big one on the left.
Okay, big one on left is taking up 2 floors. Okay. So then we have another gray here. And then I'm going to take all of this. Okay. So what I did was there's a beam, so I'm just going to put beam here. Oh, it's chunky. Shut up. Okay, so what I was thinking is we have this here. So I was thinking since we have this here anyway, if we had this at the top, then we would take this guy and have it here, which would go to our grinder, which is down here, grinder, and then the grinder is actually here on this one. So the grinder here, and then which means that since this is our roof up here, we could have this guy basically the same plate and just make the same plate taller, and then have this winch above, because the winch on this one, like this one goes to here to drive this, but we could have it where ours is already here. So yes, Matt, how can I help you? You lost your phone again? Is it in your bed? Can you check your bed one more time? Fine, I'll call your phone. I'm in the middle of the stream, Matt. God. Calling. If his sound is off, I'm gonna laugh really hard. I don't hear it. You don't hear your phone? It's on silent. You have your computer. You can stay busy till I help you find it later. Okay. So anyway, so basically what I did was instead of this being underneath the floor, driving the grindstone from underneath, I just moved it up and then made it drive the grindstone from above, and then moved this up. So like this right here is driving the winch from below. I'm making it so it's driving the winch from above. That's what I'm doing. And I think that's where the miscommunication is, because I'm not trying to fit them exactly where they're supposed to be, because they're not going to fit. They simply are not. So I just moved everything to the top of the floor instead of underneath it.
Okay.
I have a text.
Sure.
You found it? He found it.
My God, there's so many people just wandering in and just.
Okay, so do you understand now? What I'm trying to do?
I get it. I can't help.
What? You fail me. You absolute buffoon. Okay, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Either way, Jenny, the water wheel looks great.
Thank you.
Looks really, really good. I like it.
Alright, fine. Do you want to work on something you do know how to work?
What?
Can you take these circles and can you make them like 10 deep into the ground, or 11? Can you make them 11 deep into the ground and hollow?
Okay. So 10 deep into the ground and hollow.
Yes.
So including this, is this 1 or is this 0? Meaning I go 10 extra than the stone layer,
This
or
is
with
0.
the stone layer it's 10?
Sorry. This is 0.
So 10
technically it would
extra.
be 11 all the way down to the ground.
Right, I see.
On all of them, please. Because hollowing it, I don't know how to do it, how you know how to do it, and it would take me a while to do it manually, and I would not. Like, I tried doing it the other night, and I just sat there and I'm like, I got that deep, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Okay, so, yeah, water wheel looks gorgeous. Anyway.
Okay, let me just
Are
try
there
some real quick.
buckets on this? Oh, it's the panel kind. Okay, cool.
It's not
Okay.
still dirt.
So this has been figured out enough to where it functions. So I'm out. I'm out E5000. So I need to go back over the rules, like we were talking about, like the criteria, like we were going through. Like
What about that?
derailed and a half. For someone who figures out so many inventive ways to do things through code, and as soon as I get you into 3D space, immediately like brain broken. Like you're smarter than
So
you
that-
think you are. It's just as soon as you see 3D, I guess it just kind of doesn't. Oh, you having fun there?
Okay, so it's cylinder 12. So what happens if I do cylinder?
Oh.
Oops.
Legend, did you get any screenshots of what was happening in the chat?
I unfortunately did not, because they withdraw every message they send.
Who is it?
Yeah, the same as Golden Fiji.
What did they say? I didn't. We'll just put it in the brig later.
Well,
So
if I
if
know who that is, I know who that is.
it goes up. Okay, that's cool.
There,
So that
problem
means
solved. I know who that is.
So
Easy.
Exactly.
assuming-
There you go. You're learning, Zelix. 10 years.
Thanks. One,
Oh, I love
2,
that.
3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6,
so
7,
as we were talking
8,
about before,
9,
this
10.
is the person that is, not to call him out, but I mean,
A recent person or other person?
they're all the same person. They made 4 different accounts to accost
That
me
person.
about getting
Okay.
the mod. Early, by the way. Like, the mod is going to be released. It's not like I just decided to, like, take the mod and then bury it underground so no one can have it. I mean, like, we ain't going pirate
That's why
style.
you said they said shut up, because you remember when you said 10 years and they got really, really
Oh,
angry
they
at
got
you.
really mad.
What block should I do? Because stone doesn't work because we're on the ground.
Right? Carly got it. Huh?
What block should I use? Because stone wouldn't cut it because we're underground, so it would just merge
Well, if
into
it's
everything
hollow,
else.
if it's
Oh,
stone
you
all
just
the way,
want it hollow.
like I said, it needs to be stone 10 down and then hollow. Because the stone is a foundation barrier. That's
Oh,
what it
so
is.
stone, 10 down.
Hey, Steve.
And then hollow. on the inside of that border.
So,
Because what you're making is a foundation for a silo. Or like an inside of a silo. And so we're going to need to texture the inside and make sure it's like a strong foundation that's going to hold up against the dirt. Anyway, so going back to criteria, which is what everyone wanted to talk about before people are freaking out about something.
yeah, there you go.
Okay, so be comfortable with speaking to staff. So being terrified of staff is not going to help us when it comes to reporting bugs or needing help, or if you have an issue that like may not actually be a bug or something, but if you just need help or you want, or like maybe you can't even get the mod open because there's an issue, like we need you to be able to come to us. We need you to be able to speak to us and have a grand old time, and especially so we can get to know you, which is part of number 1, which is being active. We need to get to know you. So don't be terrified of us. We're not big old meanies. Unless you accost me with 4 separate accounts. Then I get angry. But anyway, from there, kind of be available. This is kind of a flexible one because I mean people have lives. We don't usually bite. Anyway, I'm just reading Minecraft chat. Golden's going off. But being available. This is kind of a interesting
have
one.
you
It's basically
done?
just kind of be around if you can. Because again, we're trying to get to know you. We're trying to see if you would spend more than an hour with the mod. Like if you're going to be playing it or something, we need to make sure you have that time to actually dedicate to finding those bugs. So as you play, if you have more than 10 minutes, you're more likely to find more bugs, and we need to find those before we release. So, yay. From there, understanding staff have lives too and can't always be there instantly. We have a lot of those issues where people will text me while I'm working. Well, granted, I'm working like all the time, but they'll text me while I'm working and then they'll just send me question marks after question marks like, huh? Are you there? Like, are you ignoring me? Are you this? No, sweetheart, I'm working. I'm not looking at my DMs because I'm working on the mod. I'm trying to get it done. So, understanding that we sleep, we eat, sometimes we take a day off because, burnout is horrendous, is a very bad thing for the project. So, I mean, that's very, very important that people kind of have some patience about them as well. From there, understanding GitHub and how to submit bug reports, we need you to be able to submit bug reports the normal route, which is through GitHub. It's really not hard. As long as you have an account, I believe you need an account, but you just make an account and then you would go to the link that we send you in order to do a bug report. You copy and paste the template and then you type in all your information, or like all the information, like what the bug was, how it happened, what's supposed to happen, what actually happened, on what version it was, etc., and then click submit, and it's done. So it's really not hard. It just we need you to be able to do it that way because I'm like our devs etc. are not going to be having a bunch of DMs of, oh, I found this issue or oh, I found this issue. Like, it all needs to be in one place where Legend can track it, mark it off the list, where you guys can search it, etc. It can't be in our DMs or in another channel. It has to be on GitHub. From there, be versatile in how you play. It's nice to have a bunch of people who play the mod as intended, but also having people willing to experiment and be dumb also helps. So, like, hey, these two pieces are not intended to go together, but I wonder if they will. And then testing it anyway, and then having it completely break, well, then we can try to see if we can accommodate for that, or make sure it doesn't break the game, or, shut the entire game down, or whatever. So kind of being versatile and not only doing creative, or not only doing the most basic of whatever it's called, of survival, being able to go through some different things to try to test some things out just to see if it would work or wouldn't work, and if you think it should work, or even having a suggestion saying, hey, this isn't a thing that was probably thought about, but if you can, that might be nice because this is the way that I use it, because humans are incredibly diverse and have many ways that they do things, so it'd be nice to account for those. And then higher standards. So we we have higher standards for how our staff are to behave in our server. There's like normal users are normal users, but our staff are to behave at least a little bit better, as volunteers, and then as mods even better than that, and as admins are even higher standard than that. head admin, queen, etc. are the highest standard of how we are to behave, and we're trying to get everyone to elevate to that standard. So as a beta tester, we would expect that behavior as well, at least to the volunteer level, where you act at least a little bit better, not getting into fights, making sure uh, you know the rules well and don't obviously go against them, etc. So like if there's people who are rule breakers or they're constantly causing the team stress because all we want to do is work, but you just keep causing problems that we have to keep attending to, then no, we're not going to make you a beta tester because we can't have you causing problems there too. We have too much work to do. So higher standard good people. So all in all, again, this criteria are listed in announcements and our general channel. And to wrap up, they are to be an active member of the community, know the mod, be comfortable speaking to staff, be available, understand staff have lives too, understand GitHub and how to submit bug reports. I don't know why I said GitHub weird. Be versatile in how you play and higher standards. Oh, there you go. I would post a picture in the chat if I could, but I cannot do that. Or maybe I can, I just don't know how. Can you do that in live streams?
YouTube.
I don't
But
I don't know how you do that.
yeah,
I don't think
like
you can.
in summary, we're looking for people who actually we can trust to test the mod, not just mess around with it and then wander
Right.
off. And so for the people, because I see a lot of people who just join immediately, are like, can't wait to be a beta tester, and then I never see them again. Like,
Right. Like, oh, I'll just wait till beta testing, and then they just leave the server. We're like, sorry,
no.
sweetheart, you are like automatically not going to be a part of it because you're breaking half of the criteria by just dipping out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay,
And
I'm
we
gonna get
do
this out of
have
here.
a list.
Bam.
We
And bam.
do have a considered list, so make
Yes, we
sure you
have.
guys are in it.
There's going to be two different ways that we're going to go about it. Can you make this a little bit wider? A horse and wagon can't fit through here.
Which one? This
Over here. A
one.
horse and
Yes, we
wagon
can.
can't fit through here. A horse and wagon needs at minimum 5 wide. Thank you. Um, so there's two separate ways that we're going to go about this. One way is that we are currently watching. Whoever is in the server, however active they are, the way that they behave, we are watching each and every person. And if they are following our criteria, because we all know the criteria, we are very well versed in it, because it's also staff criteria as well. But we are constantly watching, and if that works out, sorry, that was weird. My brain saw you making a path, and I'm like, huh, Oakwood. Anyway, we are constantly watching. So one of the first ways is that we're going to find people that we think that we can trust out the get-go, and we're going to invite them to be beta testers. So from inviting them, they would have a much higher chance of becoming beta testers once they fill out the application. The application is still very important. They must do that. Um, and then the second way is just applications in general. After we've done all of our inviting, we're probably going to send out those applications and let people return as much as they want, and maybe people that we missed or names that we forgot to write down, and we will invite them in as well if they fit the criteria. But we are always watching on who would be a good fit for what we're trying to do. Let's see. Where am I? I don't know who you're asking where we're from because all of our staff are from different places. I myself am from the US. Let's see. Will people who do become beta testers be allowed to make YouTube videos? Um, I don't think so. I've been thinking about it a lot, and as far as I can tell, that would actually harm our image more than anything, because if there's just a bunch of content out there, it will actually make it harder for us to give that special rights out to be able to do that, because those special rights help us gain some influencers who might be willing to look at us, because we're trying to get as much notoriety out about us as possible so we can get more support, we can get more help and get our name out there. But if everyone can just make YouTube videos about it, then it brings the worth of it down. And so these other YouTubers won't care about us at all. These other whatever won't care about us at all, and they'll just look over us. And it's really important that we get that support, because from how much we're trying to accomplish, how much we're trying to do, we need to grow our staff team. We need to grow our server capabilities, because I'm starting to think that we're going to have a lot more people on server than we originally intended before, and we really need that support. So I don't believe that people will be able to do that, to be able to make YouTube videos as beta testers.
Depends, but
I mean,
like, yeah.
they can make like gallery clips and things, and they can post those clips, and then we can post those through you and credit you, but
Yeah.
we don't want every beta tester to be able to make YouTube content based off of them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if you want to make content, the gallery is probably a great way, because we'll have channels, or we might have a category or some channels dedicated to the beta testers.
Right.
And there you will be able to upload images or videos and talk about bug reports. I mean, obviously you have to do the bug reports through GitHub, but you'll be able to talk about things, ask questions there, and you'll get all the information you need. So if you want to make content, that would be a good place to upload it, and we can upload it for you if you want to do that.
Right. And again, we will give credit. So like if you make a really nice video, or you make a whole section, we're gonna give you that credit. So don't worry that we're just gonna, take your work. We're not doing that. We're not like that. And then are there going to be cross ties in SWE? SWE is the server, so I don't think there's a plugin that's able to do that, or if there is, we don't have that yet. But that would most likely be in SWEM Phase 2, which again, Phase 2 is somewhere in future, and we're trying to be able to just get through Phase 1 right now. Okay. Alrighty, that looks like all the questions that I see. Thank you, Delphi, for answering questions as well, because I haven't been able to look at them while I've been trying to figure out whatever this mess is. So that means we have a couple gears in here. We can build this build. I want to wait for Lace to be able to do this roof and do the rest of this building, because she knows more about this style than I do. I'm not used to this style at all, so I'm just not even going to mess with it too much. She had to go take care of her kids, so she will return when she's available to do so. Okay, this has been done. Fantastic. Yay. Did you do it to all of them is the question. Really? Really? There we go. Do you do it to all of them? All 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. No? Legend?
What?
You wanna...
I did on all 4.
You wanna finish this one out a little bit?
Which one?
This one?
Miracle Puppy wants to be unbanned.
I don't care.
What do you mean this is still down?
They're the person who made 4 accounts to accost me, and then when accosted Peachy. I don't care if they want to be unbanned. They don't deserve it. If they could just wait like everyone else, be patient and kind, they can just be patient and kind and wait like everyone else. Because we have 3,500 people in our Discord, and all of them haven't been banned. So you know what? They can wait like everyone else.
There you go.
Legend.
What do you mean?
That ain't it.
You
That's
said
too big.
finish it. I just put walls on it.
That's too
That's
big.
the walls.
It doesn't
Go-
doesn't match this base.
Go inside.
It doesn't match the base.
Okay.
It's so like, why do they keep deleting their messages every message?
There you go.
I created one account as you message us from a different account on YouTube. Sweetheart, get the point. Be patient and kind like everyone else, and we won't have a problem with you.
Why are they deleting their messages?
No, that's me.
Oh.
So message
Oh.
only by Starworm Equestrian. I'm going through and I'm basically just saying hide this user, because all they're trying to do is cause a problem and cause a fight, even though they're the one who have been accosting us about it. It's really not that hard to patiently wait, be there for game nights. Yes, Alex the Duck Dude. Just be there for game nights, be there for streams, just enjoy time with us while we develop the mod. You could just do that. We're trying to be as serviceable as we can while we're also doing all the work it takes to build this. So, I mean, just enjoy time with us while it's being built.
These things here, are they huts or are they those half silos you were talking about, or
Whatever we want to do, I'm assuming to match that Tudor building, but I don't know what roof goes on that Tudor building. So
the Tudor buildings didn't usually have like this sort of gabley roofs. They usually just had straight triangle roofs.
see, that's what I thought too. So yeah, so I'm waiting for her because if I did a straight triangle roof, it would be a massive roof, and none of these logs line up. So like this one does here, but over there
Well,
that one doesn't. So like none
well,
of
if
these
it has a
logs
straight
line up
triangle bit, then that's good enough, and then you can make like the
on that
Tudor roof.
piece. That's why it's done
Yeah.
on that piece, because it only makes sense on that piece. But if you look at the logs around the rest of this build, oh, bye. If you look at the logs on the rest of this build, none of them line up. They were placed in such a way that they don't do the job. So that's why I'm struggling. I'm going to wait on her and see what her plan was in placing her beams in this way, because I'm
Oh,
not seeing where they line up to be able to do the job. But she's the one who placed them. She'll know where she meant to put them. It'll be fine. And that's pretty much the only thing left to do on that besides filling the whole thing itself. Is just the roof and then the gears. So, not too worried about it.
Gotcha. Do we want to test speeds now?
do you,
Well, the mod isn't on the server.
No,
You never
we
gave
can
me an
pick one up.
updated built version.
do you want to save the server, because it's been
Yeah.
like freaking out a bit for me, so you might want to save it.
Oh, really? I haven't had any issues at all, but
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
was
not
just
risking it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just
I'm not risking it.
closed by host, so I was like,
Oh, that's scary. Here, let me take a backup. Let's see. Let me take a backup of this. Disconnect. Everyone disconnect, please.
okay.
Okay, disconnected. So I just saved all. I'm stopping. Legend, if you would like to give me the new version, I can apply that now.
On it.
Who's tagging me in general?
I ain't.
Why are you tagging me in general while I'm streaming? Please don't
Where
do
can
that.
I find your TXT?
What text? I mean, there's many of them. I have many texts in server. How many texts do I actually have? From Alahar and Honor.
Mic
Oh,
off.
it might be
Excuse me, who's
the
this?
beta testing one.
Oh
or
my god.
texture pack.
I have almost 31,000 texts in this server.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
You don't have a texture pack on, right? You don't use shaders
No.
either.
You've got vanilla on.
Yep. Vanilla.
It's vanilla.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people ask because they think the mod is a texture pack. It's actually, or not, like a data pack. It's not either. It's a mod, which is even more exciting. Okay, so Legend, do you want to give me a new built version so we can test, or
Yes,
is there another
yes,
preference?
Yes. I'll just post it in so, Jenny also can get it faster. There you go.
Dankeschön. Okay, so okay, servers shut down. I have memes on my desktop. Let's see. I should just go in my memes folder. There we go. Okay, so let's come on, download. I need to shut this down as well. Edit instance, loader mods. Old swim. New swim.
Windy on someone's mic.
Sorry, that's mine. I have the window open because it's a beautiful day. I can shut it if it's loud.
It just sounds like wind going into a mic.
Is it constant, or was it just that bit?
It was just that
It's
bit.
just sometimes it's like.
Oh. Do you want me to close my
Like
window?
now.
Because I can.
I mean, I don't mind, but
Okay. Because it's really, really nice. It's getting cool enough weather that it's not muggy or disgustingly hot, and it's wonderful to have the windows open. I'm a windows open kind of person. I'll go throughout the entire house and just open every single window and door that we have, as long as there's a screen, and just let it exist. I should do a backup before I put on the new version.
Didn't you already do that?
I don't know, but if I didn't, I'm doing it again. I do a backup every time we have a change or do a lot of building.
Right.
Yes, orange juice. The reason I live.
173 snapshots. Nice.
I'm scared to get rid of them. I don't know why.
Well-
Oh, and we also wanted to do like a
Yeah,
snapshot
I was
of,
about to say.
yeah.
Because that's also a cool video to make, like.
Like from the
showcasing
very
setting.
beginning, because like the very beginning, oh my god, I had a blank open map and I was all by myself. Whew, that was overwhelming. That was before the wall. Dun dun dun.
the wall.
The wall.
Oh my god, I made another account.
Well, they'll just be banned again. I mean, unless they want to talk peaceful this time. Well, we can't promise that's them.
True say.
Can you chill?
I mean,
Ooh.
just don't be rude and we won't have a problem. It's literally that simple. We're a team of people trying to create a passion project. That's literally all we're doing. And accosting us is not the way to go about it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, people so desperate for the mod, like, come talk to you and like, can I have the mod? Can I have the mod? It's so rude, as if being rude is gonna make you suddenly change your mind. You're like,
Right.
oh, they're being rude. I should give them the mod. The what?
I mean, nice people aren't going to get the mods sooner per se, but they are definitely going to be considered for beta, and they do get to, stay around.
Okay.
Okay, should be booting up. Do we need to create some new horses?
Possibly.
Here, let me copy and paste their name into Discord and see if we have them under our ban list, because if they're
We
under our
don't.
ban list, that means they just
We
changed their
don't.
name, but they're the same person. That's why they got banned. Like, just because
We
you change
don't.
your name doesn't mean you're a new personality. Server settings, bans. Well, proud to say, for having, what is it? We have over 3,500 people. Our list of bans is only like 32. We only have 32. And half of them are deleted users. Yeah, these are deleted users, because usually they're alt accounts that people try to ban the mod on. I mean, ban the mod. That they try to get the mod from. Jenny, your brother's still on there. He's not on our ban list, so if they have some sort of problem coming into the server, it's not on our end. They're not here.
It could be the fact that they don't have the right verifications.
That might also be possible.
An alt or a really new account, then
We'll find out once they answer what the problem is.
I mean, if they're banned, you can't even see the invite. Like, the invite will literally just be jargon. You can't tell.
No, but if you click the link in the description, it should say something. And whatever it's saying to the person is what I want to know.
Jenny, you want to come get your horse?
You can also now, which is just
but
couldn't connect. You can also now you can also now click N, which is just a debug feature. I will remove it once we have the speeds confirmed, but it's easier than now to see if something were to go wrong.
Do you want a
We can
different
just
colored
double
horse?
check the speed. I'm good.
What color do you want?
What the fuck? I just said I'm good.
Oh, I didn't hear you say you're good.
Okay, my dog stopped barking.
Here. I got Blazy for you, Jenny.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll take the Palomino.
Good, I love Blazy, but I can't. It keeps not letting me join the server. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Hold
Mm.
Slash
Did you switch out your
I did. I did switch the mod.
We did too. I don't know what the problem might be.
Neither. Keeps saying it was forcibly closed by the host.
Crowley joined.
Yeah.
Did
'cause
you
I mean,
completely shut your game down when you put on the new mod?
What do you mean?
Like, when you put the mod on, did you completely shut down Minecraft and have it reboot from start?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's saying on my screen that you're joining.
Yeah, but then it kicks me again after like 10 seconds. Oh well.
Well, that would suck that you can't get on the server as a head builder.
Yeah.
You guys wanted to know what beta tester is gonna be like.
I don't know.
An existing connection was forcibly closed by the remote host.
When I first saw that, that scared the crap out of me. That warning. Like, I literally thought, like, was forcibly closed by remote host. I thought someone, like was, like, literally, like, hacking in somewhere and, like, closing me out. And I'm like, you fucker!
If you send the log over, I can quickly most likely locate your issue.
Oh, here. You want a horsey?
James,
I'll get you a
yes.
horsey.
Please.
The Roan coat does have a missing eye. It's Blazy, who's based off of Hannah's mum's horse, and she does have a missing eye.
Yeah, she had cancer, so she had to have an eye removed for her own safety. So I have your horse prepared for you. But I'm gonna do some speed potions. Here, I'm just gonna place a fence down, so I'm not gonna have Blazy tied to me the whole time.
I wanna do like a
There you go.
splash potion of swiftness. Does this work? Oops.
Well, what I mean is that I want to set all of our horses to different speeds.
It does.
I want to set all of our horses to different speeds, like different levels, and make sure that the walk and trot are still the same speed for every horse. Just to test it.
Alrighty.
Why is the texture magically messed up now?
I know the knee is still broken. That's just easy fix now.
Yeah, it usually is. What's wrong?
It's most likely because I updated the thing, and if they used an older model which didn't have the update, which just had the broken knee, and they sent that over with new animations, I just used the model.
Oh, right. Without the
just
remaps.
Simple fix now.
What you on, horsey? Okay, I'm on speed 4. What speed are you on?
A 1.
I'll set you to 3. Let me know when.
Done.
Okay. Your horse, I'm gonna set you to speed 2. Okay?
Okay.
So watch your GUI and let me know when it's ready. Okay?
Oh.
Kick me again.
And you are gonna be on 5.
Okay.
Turn the clouds off.
That's a quick fix I know of, but it still should work. Just need to make sure.
What's a quick fix?
I just discovered a issue. If you use potions and you're in, if like I'm sitting on the horse and you level up my horse, it doesn't alter the value.
Have you seen the unicorn yet, Legend?
No.
If you go up to your horse and it faces you, if you look inside the horse's nose, it shows you the horse's face. And he has a little horn because of his forelock, so he's a little unicorn.
How's it going, Jenny?
Me look in your face.
You
I
just
got-
stand close enough that it gets the hitbox.
Ah.
Are you
I
level 5
Just
yet?
kept the.
4. Yeah, you kind of just
How's-
have to sit in the right position, and then they'll turn towards you, and then you just look up, and you'll see a unicorn.
How's it going, Jenny?
don't know.
If you send over the logs, I can check in.
What logs?
The log from your Minecraft.
It's not like crashing. It's just
No, but
kicking me
that's
from the-
it. Everything is still logged. So when you connect to a server and it fails, it also shows a log message in there, most likely saying what the issue is.
like the forcibly closed by the remote host
Mhm.
thing.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what it
It'll
says.
report that back so he can look at it.
Okay, where do I find that?
Under your Minecraft folder and a folder called logs, and then you scroll down and you send the debug.log, the text file.
Thank you.
There it is.
Okay, do we want to try testing this before she can get on? I want to try walk. So we all should walk at the same speed, even though we're all at different levels.
So if we all go into walk, right? That's
And
not.
if we go into walk and go straight, we should stay at the same distance away from each other.
If we're just press N real quick in your walk. What does it
N.
say?
Speed 0.05.
Okay, great. That's not a straight line. What the? That's
Well-
not straight lines.
Well, I didn't know you were following me. Here,
This
I'll
way,
go over
this
here.
way. Okay, here, go that way. No, go this way. Face this way.
I'm going
Come
this way.
here. The fuck? Okay.
I'm over here. I'm having a grand old time.
Wait, wasn't this horse like speed 3? Oh, because it doesn't. Wait. No, it's not jump. Right, of course, it's not. Okay, we're all the same speed. So if we go here, we back up against this, and we just do trot. And if you just press N and say what it is quickly.
0.123.
0.1. Yeah. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
Yes, we're the same speed. Oh, that's fantastic. We're the same speed.
And then you're faster. If you have a level 5, do you?
I have a level 4. She has a level 5.
Okay, can you? Oh,
I have a
Wait, are you-
level.
You should have a
Ew.
level 2.
oh, is this one the level 5?
Yeah, Jenny has a level
Yeah.
5, but Jenny's not on yet.
Okay.
Yes, the speed issue. Especially because, like, I'm so sick of having issues on trails where I can't just walk with my friends. Because I'm, like, 10 times faster than they are at a walk, or they're 10 times faster than me.
So if you go here, yoink.
Oh, this is so much better.
So this is the fastest cantering speed, right? It's
Right.
pretty fast. And gallop is just a bit faster.
Should be about double Minecraft, right? Or almost.
Canter, let me check what I
Let's
said
see.
here.
Minecraft fastest horse is 14, and ours is
Canter
25.
is double, yeah. So
Yeah.
Canter level 5 is double the speed, and then when you do a... No, Canter's actually not, because those values are not Canter. So 0.649 times 0.9
Oh god.
is equals to 0.58 times 42.16. So our Canter speed at level 5 is 24.6 blocks. So around 10 blocks more per second.
I'm gonna pretend that I didn't completely zone out when I heard too many numbers.
Minecraft
gonna trot this way.
fastest is 14. Our
Yes.
Canter at level 5 is 24 blocks per second.
I thought it was 25. Or supposed to be 25.
It's 24.625.
I'll accept it.
Better.
And then we go meow. I'm so excited to finally be able to do trail rides at walk and trot without getting so far away from everyone else. Gallop feels faster now, because Gallop, well, somewhat.
Yeah, the increment was only from cantering, it was only a 10% increment, but now what I did instead was I removed so the value that we have in chat. To canter, it multiplies the value by 0.9, and when you gallop, it multiplies the same value by 0.1, 1.1, sorry. So it just makes the gap between cantering and galloping just a bit more, so you can actually feel it and see it with faster speeds.
Right. I want to try it again because, like I said, I've ridden real horses, and you can feel the difference when a horse goes from canter to gallop. Like, they're using their entire force. So I want to see if the corrected ones now feel right. So canter, 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 gallop.
Well, it's also because the gap, so if you go on this horse here, because the higher the level, the higher the gap.
Right, okay. Hey, Blazy. Long time no see.
So that canter is approximately the same speed as your gallop before.
It's not necessarily the speed itself, it's the speed difference. So
Okay.
it's
But by
not
doing that,
it's not that the gallop isn't fast enough, it's that there needs to be a jump. It needs to feel like I went from 4th gear to 6th gear.
yeah, but I don't want to have a higher speed than what we currently have because you will just run into
everything. So I think
enormous problems and run into everything. So what we would do is lower the values on the higher levels to make the gap smaller, but to make the gap between canter and gallop more significant. That's one way to solve it, but because currently if you are level 1, going from a trot to a canter is also almost not, noticeable because it goes from 5 blocks per second to 7.6 blocks per second.
Well, that's fine because like in a lot of shows, etc., like the canter is honestly can be pretty slow because they like to collect it and keep that control. But so like between trot and canter, that's not a big deal. It's just gallop. Gallop is completely letting the horse loose to do its very best with every bit of muscle that the animal has. So no matter how collected you may be in canter, that horse is going to be lurching forward. Oh, he has your horse.
Right, and if you try and do walk, how does the speed match the animations? Because I just bumped the walk up to 2 blocks per second because I felt like it matched a bit more.
This feels nice. Because, like, I'm just looking at the blocks below me, and I just don't want to travel too fast for how... Oops. Like, if I go on F5. I just don't want to travel too fast because the legs only go so much distance. You know?
We even might need to reduce it just a tiny bit.
Do you see what I'm talking
just
about?
like... Yeah, I get it. So if I go and I do here and I do get... No, I do update, select speed. And I set the walk to a 0.045. That should maybe 0.2, 0.40, nah, 0.0425. Yes, should.
Arthur, don't get banned again. If you call me a dirty American in my chat, you're gonna get banned again. I'm just watching chat.
I don't know.
Okay. Jenny, did you get kicked again?
No, she said, for fuck's sake. No, sorry. FFS, my delivery just got here.
Oh, got it. I didn't see that. Okay. Alrighty,
Right.
so...
But it's a better state.
Much better than it was.
Because so far that I can tell, it should be good. The only issue being with if I'm actually on the... Wait, what? Oh, you're leading my horse. Sweet.
I'm trying to do this in F5 and it's really difficult. There we go.
You should add crops and stuff to another way, as another way to do speed. I should always meant.
We will not be using crops to do speed. Speed will be done, quote unquote, by leg, not by crops. Crops are an addition in riding. Crops are an addition to help the horse remember that you're there, giving it a command. It is not for every increment or decrement in speed. I don't want to be using a crop against a horse because that can be very painful and cause damage to the animal, so we will not be doing such a thing. We will be doing keybinds as we are doing now.
Russian leveling.
Yes, Golden is right. Crops are probably just going to be for aesthetic RP if we have them in the game at all, which we'll probably be adding them in V2, but only for aesthetic. We will not give them any other thing. Yes, Lil Cat. The horse is designed with one eye missing. It is a horse from real life that we used to own. She has passed now. She had cancer at one point and had to have her eye removed. So she is Blazy is based off of a very, very real coat. And so all of her colors, etc., are as photorealistic as we could get them compared in Minecraft, including her missing eye. Kind of just waiting on Jenny, but oh well. Okay, so back to building. I'm supposed to be building this whole time, but that kind of failed when we started talking about other fun things like gears and my brain exploding. I don't know what this should be made out of. Should we like make this road not out of dirt? Because I feel like making it out of dirt would be dumb.
I think we should up the values required for each level. Might not be as shown, right? But just internal, we should up the values by 5 times 5.
What type of stone? Maybe like
Because
stone on the sides and andesite underneath the whatever these are called? Yeah? Okay. And then maybe brick on the edge or something. Like for the fencing. Sorry, one more time, Legend. What do you need?
I'm just saying that we might want to add the values for the speed. Multiply the current needed XP with 5.
Stone brick, please. The Pally looks so much my old mare Izzy, even the snip. Oh, that's so cute. I know we did use a reference image, but I think it was just off of Google. But it isn't exact, but if we can get it close, I'm glad you can have something close. Okay. Legend's just over there doing math all by himself. Like a nerd. Ah, yes, I am of the funny. Okay, so let's see. This turn right here is gonna have to go. This is gonna have to be an interesting turn. So that would be on the dime, so then that would be... Oh, that was easy. Never mind. Look at me being a big old dumb. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be harder than that. It kind of wasn't. Don't mind me, it's fine. But you know what? What I am going to do is I am gonna push it over one. I don't like that turn being that close. Because, like, if these, like, they're two horses on a controlled cart on an incline/decline, like, I feel like that's asking for problems, you know, for a horse to scare or have some sort of issue. So I'm just gonna push it over and make the edge over here. Shut up, it's fine. Well, I thought I was gonna have to do more math, and then it just didn't. I just didn't have to do math. My brain is like hurting right now. I've had to deal with a lot this week from between like users and staff and everything else. Like it's just I don't want to be known as the Circle Queen. Okay. I don't want to be known as a Circle Queen, but if that's gonna happen, isn't it? I have to do all the circles on the server for some weird reason. They're not that hard. I keep trying to teach people how to do circles. They're really not that difficult. They're not hard. I mean, you just have you ever played Pyramid? Like Pyramid, like the card game? Anyone? No? Okay, well Pyramid on the card game is literally like you can play it on the computer. It's part of like the Solitaire collection, etc. Where wow. Wow, I sound like a nerd. Any anyway, it's the game where there's just 3 pyramids of cards and you basically just take your card and so like if you have a 7, you can either do a card that's a 6 or an 8. You only go one way or another. You go up or you go down. Right. And so like if I choose 8, now all I can do is a 7 or a 9. That kind of thing. And you basically yeah, there's a lot of ads for it. On mobile games, but you play that. And so it's basically just going up or down. So like making a circle is like if you have your biggest part as 5, you do like 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. And then you just copy that 3 times and you got yourself a circle. Like it's just a card game I learned as a kid, I guess. I was very bored as a kid. I wasn't allowed to have video games because my parents were terrified of the internet. So I was lucky to play solitaire because apparently that wasn't evil or something. I don't know. Whatever. Well, I mean, I wasn't allowed to have too many books either because we weren't rich enough to buy books and my parents wouldn't take me to a library because that would require effort. Not for my mom. My dad just didn't allow it. And then what's the other thing? We couldn't go to libraries, we couldn't really buy books, and especially because, like I said, they were like overly terrified of everything. I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter or books like that because they had magic in them, and magic is wrong or something. I don't know, whatever. So I just wasn't allowed to read very much because I remember I read a book that was like literally like 200 pages of just like nothing happened, but it was like old timey. So there was like nothing in it, nothing happened, and then the book just ended. And I just sat there, I'm like, I don't want to read anymore if this is the crap that I have to read. Yeah, it was very culty, the church we went to. Very, very culty. I don't blame churches, I don't blame religion, blah 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 blah. But it was just that specific one was very odd. We got out of it after a while because my dad called bullshit on it after a while. If that's your religion, that's up to you. But he didn't like it, and so as kids, we didn't like it either because it meant we weren't able to do anything fun. We weren't allowed to go to the movies, we weren't allowed to do literally anything. So after a while, he's like, this is too many rules, and life is difficult, so I'm just not going to do this anymore. So we just went, yes, I wasn't able to read Warrior Cats. I have heard so much about Warrior Cats. I know! I wanted to read it so bad. I never got to. I never got to. I was very, very upset. Here, I'll change from here. I think I have the books, but I work on SWEM so much that I honestly don't read anymore. Like, I would love to read, I just simply, I work on SWEM literally like minimum 8 hours a day, and then maximum 16 hours or more on SWEM, like every day, so I don't read anymore. I have some, I have some strategic books, I have some psychology books. I usually go through those because I feel less guilty about reading them because they're like self-improvement, you know? Yeah, yeah, my taking a break is just going off call and working instead of being on call and working. Yeah, break. It's fine. Um, shut up. Don't. It's fine. Replace grass block with stone. There. That saves us a lot of effort. And I'll go up here and do the same. Replace grass block with stone. I appreciate it, Bu. We're really trying our hardest to make it the best horse game that exists on market currently. We are literally trying our best, because honestly, the horse games currently are not fantastic, and it's not that high of a bar. Just saying, it's really not that high of a bar, but we're trying our best. Yeah, there's really not enough horse games at all. Bum. Favorite character is White. Last night I literally played a horse game. Yeah, from 2008. That's a while ago. I'm not gonna even try to do the math on it, but okay. I was trying to see if I can find some old horse games, because honestly, as a kid, like I said, I couldn't play games, and we didn't even realize horse games existed, so I wasn't able to play those. I honestly want to go back through the years and like play all of the horse games that existed, because I want to play horse games too. Like, I really want to play horse games, but they all kind of suck, and I don't really have access to most of them anyway, and it just like, I need rails. Okay. So, I don't want this all the way down. I was just trying to make a marker, because this fence is kind of ugly and doesn't do the job. Are you able to do this? Are you able to keep doing the brick all the way down? Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna start placing rails. Someone just said our lives are funny. Like, I'm not sure if I should be offended or not. Nah. Being offended means it ruins my mood. I'm not into it. Do I hear Matt snoring from the other room? I might. He usually takes naps on weekends. He's literally just a big old bear. He'll just eat a lot of food and then he'll just take a nap. And then he'll be grumpy for the rest of the weekend and just be there. I love him so much. Okay. I'm going up on the other side. Golden, do you have a design that you think might do well for the side of this thing? This, weird pulley thing? Yeah, I didn't think so either. I don't have one either. I was hoping you may have had an idea, because I don't got one. I could have just done this from the beginning. My dumb self. Wee. It's kind of giving me a bit of a headache. Or I already have a headache, and I'm just noticing it right now. That's more than likely. Okay. So, let's see. So you're working on that. I'll work on a stair design then. Or I'll work on these dark oak things. Doot, doot, doot. I'm not sure what you mean, Starlight, with the horse server thing. I'm not sure what you mean, but, I'm not sure what you mean. I didn't even know horse servers existed until after I started working on the mod. Like, planning it out and doing a bunch of stuff. Like, literally months after I found out horse servers existed, and I'm like, what? There's like equestrian based like Minecraft servers? That's a thing? I had no idea they existed until after this project started. And it completely blew my mind. Oh, yeah. I agree with you there, Golden. But, some people get really mad if I actually stated it. I mean, they can get mad if they want, but, major argument we have, supporting that statement is our horses have knees. Fly away. Doot. Oh, 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 it's game night. Ah! It's game night. Yes, we do have gate animations. Thank goodness for gate animations. I'm so excited for that canter. And the trot. The trot is so cute. But oh my gosh, I'm gonna finish this stair and then it's game night. Game night. I don't remember what we're playing, but we're already like 9 minutes late. I just want to finish the stairs. I'll finish this design later. Is Legend or any of the other admins over there? I need to go check Discord in a second to see if anyone's there in game night. Because usually users wait until an admin shows up before they do. Oh, that was a train. That actually scared me. Oh, hello. Thank you. Okay. Yay, thank you, Golden. But now it's game night. Legend's still floating in the air doing whatever Legend does. Game time! Alright, everyone. We're going to be going elsewhere. We're going into the server. We will be going to, do game night. Oh, I'll just do this in message. Stream is delayed. So I'll say it here. Game night was started 10 minutes ago in the 10 minutes ago in the SWE Discord server. Meet you there. See you for stream next week. There. Okay. Alrighty. That's it for stream.